and welcome to Great Tuition Online. In this lesson, we are going to learn about definition of a positive number, definition of a negative number, definition of an integer, definition of a normal line, and then we'll also look at the real life application of integers. Then the last thing we'll do in this lesson is to see how we can add and subtract integers. So to start off, when we say positive numbers, what are they? A positive number are numbers. Positive numbers are numbers that are greater than or more than 0. And normally we use a plus, we use a plus in front of that number to represent a positive number. Certain times you will not see any number in front of a positive number. For example, you will see 2, 3. These are all positive numbers. What is a negative number? A negative number is a number that is less than 0, and we normally use a minus sign like this in front of it to represent negative numbers. Now, what is an integer? Basically, when we put both positive numbers and then when we put positive numbers and then we put 0 and then we put negative numbers together on a normal line, then we are talking about integers. What is a normal line? A normal line is just a way we use to represent positive numbers, negative numbers, and 0 on a on a line. And this line helps us to identify the position where these numbers are located. Okay, so we want to see how a real line, a normal line looks like. Let me clean my board. So a normal line looks like this. Hold on a second. And pick mine. A normal line looks like this. We have an arrow here, and then another arrow here. We have 0 in the middle. Then we have positive numbers to the right of it. Then we have negative numbers to the left of it. So this is what we call a normal line. So on a normal line, typically you will see a 0, which is at the center. Then you see positive numbers to the right. Then you see the negative numbers to the left. So in this way, when we want to define positive numbers, we say that numbers that are to the right side of the 0, in other words, that are more than 0, then negative numbers are numbers to the left side, which is numbers that are less than the 0. In real life, how do we apply these integers? Take for instance, if you have a bank account and you put or deposit money into your account will be having positive amount of money. And then when you withdraw from your account, the monies that you withdraw will reduce your monies into a certain amount. If you keep withdrawing and there is nothing in it, it can go into negative. When it goes into negative, it tells us that the amount in your account has reduced and you need to top up. Likewise, we can also look at thermometer. For a thermometer is a tool we use in measuring what we call temperature. And temperatures can go down to negative numbers. In Antarctica, it has ever been recorded that the temperature there has gone as low as negative 89.2, which means the weather was very, very cold. Celsius, which is a unit in which we measure temperature. Then temperature can also go as high as 24 and what have you, which are all positive temperature. Now, let us go to, as of now, we've been able to cover most of the objectives in this lesson. We've looked at, let's just look at a recap. We've looked at what a positive number is. We've looked at what a negative number is. We've looked at what an integer is. We've looked at what a normal line is. And we've also looked at real life application of integers like the bank accounts. We've looked at the temperature. Now I want to move on to adding and subtracting of integers. Now to do this, what I'm going to do is to give us certain rules to use. We need certain rules in adding and subtracting of integers. The first rule is this, that if you have a negative number, let me pick my pen. If you have a negative number, let me write it down here. If you have a negative number and another negative, when these two negatives come together, they produce a positive. I want to repeat this rule again. If you have negative and another negative, these two nullify each other to produce a positive. That is one of the rules we need. Another rule too is that anytime we have a negative number on the normal line, we'll be moving to our left because the negative numbers are located to the left of the zero. Then anytime we have a positive number, we'll be moving, let me draw this. This is for negative, we'll move to our left. For positive, we'll move to our right. These are the rules we are going to use in adding and subtracting of our integers. Let me clean my board. And to do this, we will need our normal line. So let's have our normal line up here. Let me take my objectives off so that I can have a bigger space to work with. So let me have our normal line here. Let me have our normal line somewhere here. A very big one. As I indicated in the beginning, I said that this is our middle, that's 0. Then let's have 1, let's have 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We can go more. Let's have our negative 1. This is negative 2. This is not drawn to scale. Negative 4 and negative 5. Now I want to explain what this number line is. So, like we said earlier, this is 0. Then we have the negative numbers to the left side. Then we have the positive to the right side. But one thing you see on the board is these arrow, as you see here. This arrow indicates that the normal line goes on and on and on. It goes into the infinity. Infinity means it doesn't end. Likewise, you see this arrow here. Let me use my laser to point that. So the arrow here tells us that the normal line here goes into the infinity, it doesn't end. Likewise, when we come here, this one tells us it goes into the positive infinity, it doesn't end. Now let's take some example. For instance, if I want to add -5 plus 2. When I want to add -5 plus 2, funny enough, in some section we're told that when you see negative, you say that you are owing. But this morning, I want to tell you that that doesn't really hold. What it holds here is that when you use the normal line, it simplifies your addition and subtraction for you. So in reading, we read from left to the right. So in doing so, what is the first number that we see? We see what? -5. So what we do with the normal line is that first of all, we locate where our -5 is, which is at this place. Then let's go to our rule. Our rule says that if we have a positive number, we move towards the right side. If we have a negative number, we move towards the left side. In this case, we have a positive number. So I'm going to move 2 times to the right because the positive number here is 2. So I am on the 5, I move 2 times. So this is my first one, second one. And where did I land? I landed on the -3. So -5 plus 2, my answer is -3. Isn't that so simple? Let's take another example. If I have 5 minus 4, the same rule applies. We read from the left to the right. So which number do we see on the left? Is 5. So we locate where the 5 is, and our 5 is somewhere here. And the next number to the 5 is for -4. And negative, we move how many times? 4 times. We move to the left 4 times. So let's move from the 5. This is the first one, second one, third one, and fourth one. So we land on what? 1. So our answer is 1. Isn't that so simple? Now, let's look at the next one. The next one, let me just go back so that I can use the normal listing again. Okay. Let me take these ones two off. Now, assuming I have -3 minus 2. Remember the rule. We stated that if you have negative and negative, they nullify each other and they become positive. So this becomes -3 plus 2, which will give us, in reading from left to right, first of all, we locate our -3. Where is our -3? Our -3 is somewhere here. Then we are going to move plus 2, which means we move to the right side. So we are going to move from the -3. This is 1. This is 2. We land on the -1. So our answer is -1. Let's take another example again. We have -1 minus 3. Now, in reading, we read from left to right. So where's our -1? This is where our -1 is. Let me clean this one so that where's our -1? This is our -1. And then we have -3. Negative means we should move to the left side. So we are going to move to the left side 3 times. So I'll move from here. 1, 2, 3. I land on -4. So my answer is equal to -4. Thank you for joining our class. and I will meet you another time.